All right. So, welcome again to Military Guna TV. I want to say thank you guys for all the extended support that you guys are showing me, and I really do appreciate it. You guys know that we're on a journey. This journey is actually to let's better the Jamaican football. Let's better the mentality that we have in Jamaica around surrounding football. That is the journey that I am. I want you guys to join me on that journey. Let's move forward and let's see if we can progress the football and also the football ideals. I am not saying that my ideal about football is the only correct ideal, but guess what? What I'm saying actually is that we all have an aspect of where we want to be, and I do believe that all of us right now want to be at that same place in regards to our football ideals and what we want for the Reggae Boys. So that's what we're doing, people. That's the purpose of this channel, to get the Reggae Boys to the highest point in world football. Let's get recognized. Let's become a team where people fear to play us. So it is something that we really want to touch on, and it's definitely something that I wanted to talk about for a long time now. No, this episode is actually to analyze what went wrong inside of Japan, and how we can look at this Japan tour. And the question is this Japan tour success? And if it's not, what went wrong? And if it is a success, what did we do that is so good to make it a success? So this is what we want to run through, people. I'm happy that a few of you guys are already in the chat. Guys, as you guys come in, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys smash the like button as you guys come in, because I do believe that you guys are going to enjoy this one. This is one we're going to speak about a lot of facts, a lot of things that we see, we're seeing, that we have seen happen over the time period. We saw these things. We see them happen during the time period that the tour took place. So, guys, as you come in, just smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. I love the fact that there's quite a few people in the chat already. I'm heard Nati came in the chat early as possible. Thank you for coming so early, bro. A lot of respect. I'm going to read through the comments soon. Let me run through the brief part of that comment. Is that that tour was a dismal failure, from the shortcomings of the JFF administration to the inconsistency of the Jamaican team. Both needs to be addressed for a long-term respect in the footballing world, and that's what we're talking about. Chevon Givens as well came in the chat early. You're going hard, man. So Jeremy Swaby, big up Jeremy Swaby. Ian Campbell, Devon Smith, the original bagger, big up. Tuning in from VC, big up, bro, big up. Thank you for coming in, people. This is a hard hitting fact. I won't be able to go through all the things. So I have a list. I have a list here with me, right? I have a list here with me. This list, because when I started the list, right, I'm like, let me run through all the issues. Let me first run through all the issues, because I'm putting the positives. I'm going to put all the positives. Well, I put the positives on one, negatives on the other side. And I'm telling you, people, the negative outweigh the positive. The negative outweigh the positive. And we have to look into that. We definitely have to look into that. Tevin Campbell said, up, big up. Jermaine Swaby said, I don't think it was a failure. We learned a lot. Yankney said, up. Simon Carr said, salute the channel from UK. Big up, Simon. A massive respect. So, people, we're going to run through a few things. Definitely going to run through a few things. Let me see if I can bring up the squad. Let's bring up the squad. Because I'm not sure if many of you guys know that Kuba has actually hit the limelight because of the goal that he scored, and everyone now knows that it was actually against Jamaica. But let me run through some of the things then. All right, so one of the first thing that the first issues that we faced, I believe, was the withdrawal. I think that's the first issue that we faced, was the withdrawal from the players. Andre Blake, Corey Burke, Mike Hector, Bobby Reed, and all these guys. That was the first big blow that we had. The That was the first hit that we got. That was the biggest hit that we got so far. So we got that hit, right? And what we can learn from that is we didn't get much information. They all said personal reasons. We can look past the personal reasons and say that because of the fact that some of these players are just finishing their extended campaign in world football, I do believe that's one way we could actually look at it, that they are just finishing the extended campaign. So we could look past that. So that is an area that we can look past. They just finished the extended campaign. Now, I'm going to bring up the screen. So what I want to do, people, is I'm going to show you, I'm going to highlight to you guys our last sets of games, the results from our last sets of games. Ask ourselves a question, and we have to be honest to ourselves. Are these results good enough? Are these results good enough to take us further? Or are these results good enough for what we are trying to do if we want to progress in the world of football? If we want to progress in the world of football, are these recent results that we're receiving anything close of being good enough? Now, let's look at Japan, Jamaica's 5 previous games. Or 5 previous games. No, we can look at this and come to a testament. Let's use the 6 previous game, because this is not recording the Under 23 game. This is not recording the Under 23 game. We're going to use that as a testament. Conrad Smith said, big up Conrad Smith. We're going to use that as a testament. So our last 5 games, let me take out ads. So our last 6 games, we played Bermuda. We defeated Bermuda 3-2. Then we played against Saudi Arabia, in which they defeated us 3-0. Then the second game against Saudi Arabia, in which we won 2-1. Then we played against USA 4-1. Then we played against Serbia 1-1. Now, the last game that we played was actually 4-1. So in our last 6 games, we conceded we conceded 13 goals and we scored, that's 2, 1, 1. And we scored 6 goals. In our last 6 games we played, we conceded 13 goals in our last 6 games, people. My question to you guys. I want to know, guys. My question to you: in our last 6 games, we conceded 13 goals and scored 6. And let me see our win ratio for that during that time period. We defeated Saudi Arabia and we defeated Bermuda. So we won 2 games, we drew 1, and we lost 1, 2, 3. We lose 3 games, We drew 2, we win 2 and drew 1. And we lost 3. Do you guys believe that if we're in a league, a football league, do you believe that would actually put us into like mid-table? Do you guys believe that would put us into mid-table if we were playing in a football league? If we were playing in a football league, do you guys believe that would put us in a mid-table position? Tell me what you guys think. Because for me, I think that is embarrassing. That's embarrassing. You cannot concede 13 goals in 6 games. You cannot concede 13 goals in 6 games. No. Only one of those appearances we scored. Only 2 of those appearances we scored more than 1 goal. Only 2 of those appearances. We scored 2 against Bermuda. We scored 2 against Saudi Arabia. But when we conceding a whole lot at once. No, people, Remember now that Theodore Whitmore said that he has a in total, let's go. So in total, this is right. This is like 6 games. 6 games, that's 18 points. 6 games at 18 points. And out of 18 points, we win 2 games, that's 6, and we drew 1, that's 7. Out of 18 points, we accumulate 7 points. Out of 18, we accumulate 7 points, people. And we accumulate 7 points and concede 13 goals. We concede more goals than points win. For me, I think we have a coaching issue. A lot of people are not talking about it, but I do believe we have a coaching issue. No, Mr. Whitmore said that he's been doing a project. He has a project that is going on for 3 years now. And if I should track back during that 3-year time, I can guarantee you guys that I will see way more goals conceded than the amount of goals they scored. You cannot score 6 goals and concede 13. You cannot. If we're in a league, this is relegation. Total relegation. We'll be out before we start. This is a Burnley form. Remember, no. If we should let's use the Premier League as an example. Let's use the Premier League as an example. The English Premier League. So we when you look at teams like Manchester City, you look at the Manchester United, you look at the Liverpool. These teams are France. These teams are the France, the England, the Belgium, the Croatia. These are the top tier teams. The Argentina, the Brazil. Guess where Jamaica is on that table, in the Premier League table. We are scraping in the Fulham League, the Fulham and Brighton. Not even Brighton. We cannot use Brighton. We're scraping in the Brighton and Burnley. Let's use Burnley because that's how we play football. We don't play football on the ground. Let's use Burnley. We are in the Burnley League. Edging to relegation. Probably might not get relegated, but we're edging to relegation. If we don't be honest with ourselves, we will not move further. We are Sheffield, we are Burnley, we are those teams. If we don't get smart, we will not progress up the table. No, most of you guys, let me tell you. A lot of us can say we have the quality players. This is what we do. We defend our players, right? People said that military Guna loves to bash the players. That's what people are saying. No, I want to ask you guys this. This is what people are using as excuse. We played against a Japan Under 24 team. 3 members on the Under 24 team are above the age 24. 3 members. The rest of them are 19, 21, 20. Young guys who are trying to make their career. They slapped us 4-0. People are going to tell me that because it is not Jamaica's first team, because it's not our first team, we should be okay with it. Guess what? I am not okay with it. I am not okay with it. If we did play some football, I would say, okay, we learned something from that game. But guess what? We didn't learn anything from that game. Let me tell you why we didn't learn anything from the game. All right, the possibly only thing that we learned from that game is that we were not good enough. A lot of the core players in this squad, were in that squad. In that starting lineup, there's so many of them. There's so many of them that would say that are players that we want to see in the team. A lot of them. Now, let me run through some of the comments because I have a talking point that I want to touch on as well. Because people haven't touched the massive areas yet, because I'm delving into what I'm seeing wrong here. This is actually a topper issue. I'm addressing the topper issue right here. No, there's other issues as well. The administrative issue. So soon I'll be addressing the JFF issue quite soon. Let me run through a few of the comments first because I don't want you guys to think that I'm ignoring you guys. But because the Under 24 team played us off the park, And remember now, people, we want to go into the World Cup, you know. So if a guy is going to tell me that, all right, so for example, that Japan under 24 team would have a very hard time against a France under 24 team. So if our national team, because that was not Jamaica under 24 team, that was Jamaica's first senior team, just maybe a lesser squad, but that was our senior team, not boys. There are men who are playing at the highest level. So I'm not going to pretty up anything. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not going to pretty up anything. I'm not going to beg players to come and do interview for views. I am addressing all the issues as is. So because if I'm going to beg players to come for interview, I'm going to have a very, very hard time to be realistic, because I'm going to have to friend the players. And I cannot be critical of the players if I am friends with the players. So guess what? I have the opportunity now to be very critical of the players, because I do have players that are friends. I know a lot of the players. But they also have to understand that in the world that we're in, we have to be real. We have to be real. Let me run through some of the comments. Yankney said, you'll watch the girls them tonight? Yes, Yankney, I'll be watching them tonight. Tevin said, Gooner, them learn how to get 4 from schoolers. Conrad said, big up Gooner. Big up Conrad. Ian said, no USL players. Ricardo Robinson said, Jamaica was playing some baby countries and a boost up ranking. The only game we played well was against Serbia. Erdnati said, in no league, that would be an average team. Oh, would not be even an average team. Erdnati said, we couldn't score more than 3 goals against Bermuda, which is not good. People, this form that we're in is relegation form. My chance said, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to bounce back. Example, USMNT 2017 and also Trinidad. I see what you're saying. Some people are saying Sheffield United. All right, so Flo King said, Gooner, you can't use this game as a failure. No, this is what happened, Flo King. All right, let me address that. This is what happened. If you cannot use this game as a failure, let me highlight something to you. Remember that we are very proud of the Reggae Boyz. We want to play on the highest level, right, guys? We want to play on the highest level. If we cannot defeat an Olympic team that is mostly consists of young guys, young men trying to learn their trade, if we cannot beat that team, how can it that we will be expecting to go into the World Cup qualifiers, defeat those teams that actually go into the World Cup? What if we make it to the World Cup? Say, for instance, we make it to the World Cup, Flo King, and we're going to play against France. We entered a group with France, so we have France in the group, maybe a Croatia and a France is in the group, and let's see another small nation. Let's use Iceland. So we have France, Croatia, Iceland in the group, and Jamaica. What are the possibilities that this team that we have right now, going up against Mbappe, going up against Griezmann, Kimpembe in defense, people, can you imagine N'Golo Kante in midfield, Paul Pogba in midfield, Benzema up front? Can you imagine this Jamaica team playing against a France team with a Benzema and N'Golo Kante? People, yes, we can say that football is played on the pitch, but clearly, I am 100% sure. I'm 100% sure that you guys saw that football played on the pitch when we were playing against the Japan under 24 team. And on that pitch, they played us off the park. So where were we playing? I'm quite sure that the Japan under 24 team was playing on the pitch, but where were we playing? We were playing ourselves. Someone used the term already that fumbling the bag. We were fumbling the bag, and You guys are ever watching like the meme videos? You guys are ever watching meme videos? And you see someone stumbling and falling, but they take like 10 seconds to fall. Just stumbling along. People, we have to be realistic. We have to be honest in what's happening right now in the world of football. If we don't be honest, if we don't open our eyes, we will have problems. So we have to be honest. No, remember, people, you don't want to say that these teams are top teams. Remember, people, that is the level that we want to be. That is the level that we want to be. So if we should reach the level of a France, if we want to reach the level of a France, if we want to reach the level of a Croatia, a England, a Brazil, a Argentina, we have to think about what we want to do. I don't think we are ready to reach that level as yet. I do not think so. I honestly don't think so. But if we want to reach at that level, I think we definitely need to fix up. But let me run through a few more of the comments before I go. David Hamilton said, calm down your nerves, Guna. David Hamilton, I'm calm. I'm calm, man. I'm calm. I'm only 100% calm. Guys, smash the like button. Thank you for that, Ian. Smash the like button. It was a call. And if people are not, if people are wake up, I can tell you now. Ricardo Robbins said that I remember the mighty Jamaica even losing the Caribbean Cup. Only thing we learned from this game is that many men lose them position in the squad. Ian said no USL players. Daniel Harris said, blessings, Guna. We make an issue of this. But have you ever think that we might not be good enough and those who are better might not want to play us? But remember now that we are going into the Gold Cup, right? And let's take the Gold Cup out of the way, Daniel. World Cup qualifiers. Being considerate, we eventually going to the World Cup. World Cup, we're going to be facing the top teams. These teams have unlimited resources, unlimited talent, unlimited quality on the pitch, and the top tier coaches coaching their team. And how can we reach a level? Because I think people are not understanding that we are way below the level that we believe that we are, and that the level that we want to be. We are below the level, and there's factors. There's administrative factors. There are player talent factors. There are also coaching factors as well. Because let me run through a few more comments because I don't want to let out all my talking points as yet. Who were the players that played Bermuda last year? There are mostly local players. Put things into context. Okay, George Stone. But did they won, right? Didn't they won? And I'm quite sure that we lauded them when they won the game. I'm 100% sure that we lauded them. WD Wizard said, embarrassing. The original bagger said the Caribbean country should see how important these foreign-based players are. Only best of the best. Erdnard said Jamaica play France in 2014 and we got a nice 8-0. And we didn't learn from that, right? We didn't learn. Let's say that what if we end up in a group with Japan again? Japan first team. Remember, people, I want you guys to know that the Japan first team defeated that Japan under 23 team, under 24 team, 3-0. The Japan first team defeated the under 24 team 3-0. I spoke to Don Alwitswith again about it. He told me in the interview that I did that they defeated the junior team 3-0. So put that into context how you think. What if we play the Japan first team? A lot of people would say that maybe we might win. But if you should contextualize it, that the U team did us like that, what would the first team? And obviously the first team is better than the U team. Guna Boy TV said, Jamaica is not ready for any level. I won't say that. We just need to fix up. Lincoln fan said, big up Lincoln. Most teams would struggle against France. But remember, not Lincoln. That is the level that we want to be, you know. And that is the level of hype that we give some of our players. So we need to see that level performance. If we're going to say that we are good and we can, we should think about what we say then. Erdnat said Benzema scored 2 in that 8 love. Daniel said, please keep boosting Tapa about his win ratio. If we were to be honest, did we really play any football to reach those Gold Cup semi-final and final? Those were more mere luck and brilliance of Blake. Blake can say that Blake is saving us, people. Use the foreign-based players to get to World Cup and use that money to build infrastructure and coaching best way forward. Because I'm not 100% sure that we'll see that. So Lincoln fans, people say that I am overreacting. All right, so this is what happened now, Lincoln fan, right? If you said that I'm overreacting, now, if you're a coach, right? And you feel your best team against a particular team. So you have you're coaching some senior big men, professionals, right? And you get a chance to play a practice game, right? Against an under 17 team. And the under 17 team turn around and whipped you 3 goals to 0. Would you not overreact? My question to you. Reggae Boy Nation said big time failure. They learned a good lesson, even though this is really not the first team. Yeah, but remember that now in the Reggae Boys Nation. Even though it's not the first team, these are senior pros who represented us on national level already. This is not the first time these guys are playing at a high level. These are senior pros, so you can't make excuse for senior pros. It's not our first team, but they are senior pros. So when you're going to make, so if Japan if we defeated Japan on a 24 team, would we overreact and said that we slapped those boys? Lincoln fan said the structure is not there. You can't blame the players. Yeah, on the pitch they didn't even do, some of them didn't even do the basics of football. So you have to throw a lot of the blame on the player's shoulder as well. Touchline 360 said, I am very, very afraid of the lacking preparation going into the Gold Cup. I have been watching some games of the CONCACAF teams, and we need to run up and step up now. Step up now too slow. I'm sure most of you guys are looking at how Canada deal with Suriname. I'm 100% sure. Look at Davis, Alphonso Davis, world-class talent, potential world-class at the moment going. Now, you're telling me that Alphonso Davis won't do the same when we play against Canada? Even the out of their shadow. Daniel and Dean said, big up, bro. Big up yourself. Big up, Daniel. Andy Campbell said, Military Guna, I strongly believe that if we have a team would play better than how we are playing right now. Guys, I see. So I'm not saying that we should advocate for overseas coach. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying advocating for the best coach that we can get. The best coach that we can really, really bring in. Someone who can take us to the next level. The problem is that now people are going to, a lot of people won't like me. A lot of people don't even like my channel because they said that I am too harsh on JFF. I am too harsh on the players. I am too harsh on Tapa. But I am not being harsh. I am being real. I am being realistic. It is real out here, people. It is real. This is the real world. We cannot give people excuse for failure. You can't, there's no way you cannot give someone excuse for failure. You go into an exam and you fail the exam and you come out of the exam and you're going to say your excuse is that you didn't remember some of the questions. You weren't able to study some of the questions because you were doing this and you were doing that. That is an excuse for failure. Guna TV said the England team reminds me of how Jamaica are unorganized. Lincoln said the same USL player 2 Gold Cup final. Why we didn't win then? Why we didn't win it? Why didn't we win it if the same USL players they played 2 Gold Cup final? Why didn't we win it? Mexico first game, the USA third game, bottom of the table after 3 games, after 3 match. Flo King said Japan have a good under 23 team. They are more aggressive and organized, so you can't use this game to determine our national champ. More players will come. All right, so listen, Flo King. Japan have a good under 23 team. So are you telling me that because Japan have a good under 23 team, it is expected that the Japan under 24 team, the U team, their Olympic team, is to trash us just like that? Listen, we have senior professionals in our team. Senior professionals. We're not talking about a team that we just these guys, this is the first that they're playing football. No, you don't. As I said, people, you don't big excuse for failure. Carter Lou said, "Bum up this football foolishness that Jamaica has going on. Jamaica Football Federation needs to start over." If we can't beat the under 24, how can we beat the full squad? Theo Nersel, big up Theo, big up. Thank you for coming in, people. This is the level that we want to reach. Jamaica need to get Bruce Arena. He won like 16 MLS Cups. I think that he have gotten us to the World Cup before. I think he would have gotten us to the World Cup before, so I think he could do it with Jamaica. Okay. Well, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Ed Narty said, reality over delusion every time, Guna. Definitely, I totally agree. Reggae Boyz Nation said, Guna, pay attention to the players of Japan. Team, the kids are already professional playing for big clubs, especially Cuba. No, I can really remember that. I think someone named Carlton Tate. I just remember the name. Carlton Tate. And since we lost the game, I haven't seen Carlton Tate back on the channel. Carlton Tate said that we should not we will beat the Japan under 24 team because they are young boys and we have big men going into that game. That is exactly what Carlton Tate said to me. And I said, Carlton, you need to realize the level of the young guys that are playing. That is what I said to Carlton. And I'm quite sure that Carlton must turn up one of these days. He must turn up back. And Flo King said, I remember Brazil played against Atletico Bilbao and they beat Brazil 1-0. And Brazil have all of the top players so that football. Alfred said, listen, the Lions never worry about the opinion of a sheep. the opinion of a sheep. Let's see. Flo King, we're going to World Cup and final in Gold Cup. Lincoln said the mindset is the biggest problem in Jamaica. Why people think overseas coach are the better? I didn't say that. That's what I said. I'm not looking for overseas coach. I'm looking for the best coach. It doesn't matter where they come from. That is what I'm looking at. Ricardo said all we are talking about is going to Gold Cup finals. LOL. That out of style now. The World Cup is around the corner. We're talking about Gold Cup final. And the Gold Cup final, we're talking about, if that is the case, we should win the Gold Cup then. If that is the case, we should win the Gold Cup then. Remember now, people, we'll be facing the USA and Mexico, who are also in the Gold Cup. And if we cannot beat those teams in the Gold Cup, you guys sure that I'm not 100% sure that we'll beat them in the qualifiers as well. Ian said, I don't think Tapa will play those players again because of the pressure he faced. Lincoln said, Germany beat Brazil 7-8. Does that mean they are a bad team? No, it doesn't mean that. Because Brazil defeated some team prior to that trashing. Brazil did defeat some team prior to that trashing. So bear that in mind as well, bro. So, and they were playing at the highest level. The highest level. They were playing in a final, semi-final, and quarter-final of World Cup. We have never been there. We have never been at that level before. Never. And that is the level that we want to reach, Lincoln. Lincoln, if we continue with the mentality that you have, if we continue with the mentality that you have, we will not reach that level. Daniel Dean said, Guna keep it. Oh, I missed it. Oh. Gonna keep up the high quality reasoning, bro. Don't drop the level of the reason. Thank you for that, bro. A lot of people said no, the man missing. Yes, everybody said, everybody remember. Yeah, I'm quite sure a lot of you remember it because I was addressing Carlton on this platform. Military, the one important thing about this Japanese is that they improve because they've tried to improve their domestically and make it the best. One in Asia, I think Jamaica needs to follow the same. We improve the domestic football in our country, and automatically the national program will improve. The national program will improve. Ricardo Stewart said Jamaica have a short memory. They don't remember how badly they performed at the last Gold Cup. They couldn't make 3 passes without giving the ball away. Remember the only last good bits of what the last thing that we saw now. That's how we operate now. Lincoln said no trophies given. Jamaica has never won any big trophy, so the Gold Cup is a must. That is if we can get it. Ian said no USL player. Big up Jay anyway, though. Erdnati said we need some momentum of winning, which should have started from this Japan tour. World Cup qualifiers goes very, very quickly. All right, so people, let me analyze the Japan tour. Let me analyze something else in the Japan tour. So we played 3 games, right? We played 3 games in the Japan tour. 3 games. I want you guys to think about it. 3 games. We played against Serbia. No, we played 2 games. Sorry, my bad. We played 2 games. We played against Serbia. The game drew 1-1. Then we played against the Japan under 24 team. And we got 4-1. So in this game, in those 2 games, we conceded 5 goals and scored 2. In 2 games, people, in 2 games, we conceded 5 goals and only scored 2. Now, these amount of goals that we have been conceding is not no. This is not a no issue. This is a long time issue. If we should track back to all those trashing that we got, you will definitely see that we have a defensive structure issue. Now, remember that Mr. Whitmore said that for 3 years now, he's been building a team for 3 years, which means that infrastructure should be, not infrastructure, but system should be in place. System to keep a clean sheet, I would say. System to make defenders operate in a proper manner. And for 3 years now, I cannot tell anyone right here on this chat right here that we have seen a consistent performance of not consistent players, but consistent performance. Players playing a particular pattern, style of plays, and those things. I am not convinced. Andy Campbell said that military guna, I always say this Jamaican footballers only concerned about a plane ride and to appear on television, nothing more. That's harsh. We start a striker playing in Costa Rica, a winger playing in El Salvador, and 2 USL midfielder. And we expect to beat Japan under 24 players from Real Madrid, Etafe, and all other nations. Kamar Blake said Tapa are king. Theo said we still have a good chance in the Gold Cup. I think that when these new players come in, they deal with players with already selected. Would be good, I say, we're going to make semifinals. Semifinals in the Gold Cup. You're talking about semifinals in Gold Cup, and we want to make it to the World Cup. We want to play in the World Cup, and we are here talking about semifinals in Gold Cup. Where we have never won a Gold Cup trophy, and we want to play in the World Cup. How do we work out that maths? What is the maths? What is the mathematics behind that reasoning? How can we analyze that? We want to play in the World Cup, right? But yet still, we're talking about semifinals and quarterfinals in Gold Cup. Reggae Boyz Nation said the infrastructure of football would not change. FIFA provided JFF with money to build the infrastructure and money disappear. Facts. Stats, how poor they did against Japan. Very, very poor. Neil. Noel. We didn't have a shot on target. We didn't have a shot on target. So that tells you we played against the Japan Under 24 team and we never had a shot on target. I think that sums up the game itself. You don't need any more reasoning. We didn't have a shot on target, whilst Japan had 13 shots and 7 on target, and they scored 4 goals. 13 shots, 7 on target, and they scored 4 goals. With possession, they had 65% possession. 65% possession. 65 scoring 4 goals, 13 shots, 7 on target. We had 3 shots, none on target. If anyone believe that game, we should look past that game, I'm telling you guys, you are deluded. If you believe, if anyone in the chat, I don't think anyone in this chat is that deluded. If anyone in this chat believe that game is not of any significance, I do believe that they are deluded. Because if we play a game, the team has 65% possession. 65% possession. They had 13 shots. 7 shots on target. They scored 4 goals. We had 35% possession. 35% possession. We had 3 shots, none on target. Even if we were playing against the Japan first team, that is bad. But the mere fact that we were playing against the Japan Under 24 team makes it worse. That is that's shambolic, people. If anyone is okay with that, if anyone is okay with that, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. If you are okay with that, it is mandatory to win the Gold Cup because JFF needs the prize money. It will bring forth support and sponsorship. I do agree, and it will also give us the traveling expense, sort out the traveling expense and those things. Bala Kick said semi final is what Jamaica is supposed to shoot for. Bala Kick, I believe that we should try and win. Final minimum trophy maximum. Finals of the Gold Cup minimum trophy maximum. That is my ideal. That is my ideal. Edna said, in our first 4 World Cup qualifiers, we have games away to Mexico, away to Costa Rica, away to the USA. 1 point from 4 World Cup qualifiers games, 3 goals scored, 11 goals against is a strong possibility. If we don't sort out the midfield, who is the best striker for Jamaica at this point in time? Because of not, if we should say on paper, because of quality, I would say it's between Kemar Roof and Antonio. But the mere fact that we see what Andre Gray is doing, it'd have to be Andre Gray at the moment. If I should say based off what we have seen so far. Jairus man them give up because them realize JFF a joke thing. That's a good point. That's a good point. Andy Cam said military. Did we have a British player up front? No, we started with Javanis. We had Javanis, Blair Turgot, and Kamal Malcolm. That's the front 3 we started with. Boy TV said, from the highlights that I've seen, the whole team down to the goalkeeper didn't know what they were doing. And even if that's the case, it means that the coach weren't giving them clear instructions. The original bagger said, with Curacao, Suriname and Haiti working hard to get in overseas players from their building process, Jamaica have to be careful. I do believe so. Marcus Garvey said, some them Jamaican fans no have no ambition. Marcus Garvey, I looking on the highest level that we can go. If we should get into the Gold Cup, if we should get into the World Cup, I'm totally going for us improving. That's what I believe. Ian Campbell said, military, name the players that you think you would take to the Gold Cup from the squad that toured Japan. Ooh. Ian, I would definitely have to. That's going to be a difficult task to do right now. I honestly believe that's a difficult task. Reggae Boy Nation said, I'm the one that's not shocked about that loss. But we got exposed and the beating. Listen, as I said earlier in my preview, scoreline, it's the nature of how we got beaten. it was like hot knife through butter. I'm not sure if you guys know that terminology. It's hot knife through butter. They tore us apart in the midfield. They overload on both flanks when they need to. They outsmarted us on the field, and we're talking about young guys. We're talking about young guys, not fully grown professionals. We're talking about young guys. And if we cannot see that something is wrong in that, I think we have a problem. And Bala Kick said, final and win it factor Guna. That's exactly what I'm looking at, Bala Kick. Final and win it. Final and win it. If we go to the final and we lose by a margin, I will accept that. But if we got slapped in the semi-final or quarter-final, I will not accept that. I will not accept that. Start over JFF, start over football in Jamaica. Kerry Lewis said that. JBS said Tapa had a stomach problem. That's why he wasn't on the sideline. Okay. If Whitmore can't wise up after 3 years, boy, I don't know if we're going to. If or when he will. Tevin said JFF ambition poor bad. And guess what? Let me tell you something, people. Did you know? Let me give you something about psychology, because when I was doing my degree in law, I studied psychology. Now, this is what happened in psychology, right? If you are so used to bare minimum, you are going to accept bare minimum. If this is the level that JFF is always consistently going to give you, you will automatically start to accept it and be okay with it. So you are going to start develop the mindset that if we played against a Japan team and they beat us, you're going to say that this Japan team is way ahead of us because they have been consistently being in World Cup. You're going to use that as an excuse. And truth be fact, let's be factual. We shouldn't use that as an excuse, because that is the level that we should be at. That is the level that we should be at. And if we don't want to be at that level, it means that we don't deserve to be in World Cup. If we do not want to be the level at where the Japan is at, we don't deserve to be there then. Ricardo Burns said Suriname got a 26-year-old defender today. Yes, I saw it. Suriname still pulling some strings. They're still pulling strings. Because these guys want better. Galaxy Bar said, feel really sad to learn that Andre Gray might not make it to the Gold Cup squad after doing so well. And that's bad. That's really, really bad. Balakik said, really difficult cause. Everybody got low grade. Dave R said, I heard Tapa was out sick for the Japan match, so I find it kind of worrying. His assistant couldn't change the tactics after 25 minutes. That's really, really worrying, because it means that both of them, if that is the level that the assistant is at, we should be worried. Phil Jones said a DM position needs to be fixed. Yes, it does. We need a quality defensive midfielder. And guess what? We heard that Kevin Stewart was looking after his paper, and guess what? We still haven't heard anything on it as yet. We haven't heard anything new update on it as yet. My chance said, is Japan about the same level as USA/Mexico? And Mexico is actually better than Japan. The Mexican team is better than Japan. Maybe similar to USA, but the Mexican team is better than Japan. People, correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys believe that the Japan team is better than Mexico, let me know. Let me know, because if you should check the FIFA ranking, I think that Mexico is actually higher than. I think the Mexican team is actually ranked higher than the Japan team. People, do not underestimate the Mexico team. They are a very, very good team. They have a very, very good team. Marcus Garvey said, from the tour to Japan, I wouldn't take to the Gold Cup. It's Lambert, Tilt, Dylan, East, Malcolm. There's more. There's actually more. Guna Bala Kick said Guna that why in France 1998 after Jamaica embarrassed Japan on the world stage, Japan said never again stage because they are a bigger nation, they have more money, and they are actually a first world country, so they should not be embarrassed like that. But guess what? We didn't learn from that. Marlon said, big up Marlon. Kevin Stewart is okay, don't worry about him. He will be fine. That's good news. Guna Boy said, what's the point of having a quality DM when we don't have a playing style or can hold the ball? That's true. That's true. I understand. That is true. I think so. People, let guys, you made me stray way up away from the point. Now, let's get back to the Japan tour. Remember that is what we're talking about initially. Now, remember that initially when the squad was released, right? Everyone was excited about the squad. Then now, the later stages, we realized that players had commitment. Players had commitment to their team, to their local club team, which I find quite amusing because when the squad was announced, we had so much players that on the list that we know that we would be excited to see. But guess what? Some of them pull away for personal reasons. Some of them also pull away for their commitment to their club. No, that's the first red flag for me. That was the first red flag. Then no, we had a player quality issue throughout that. We had a player quality issue throughout the entire tour. Now, let me see. One of the things that when we were going into this tour, I said that I wanted to see a system, style of play. I wasn't emphasizing on scoreline and results. I was not emphasizing on that. I said even though we brought a more depleted squad, I wanted to see system and style of play from the coach. I wanted to get a better understanding of the coach's ideal or psychology, what he has planned and prepared for the team, and get a better understanding of what he wants to do. No, it also could be said that this is a dress rehearsal for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers campaign because of the close congested time period and the traveling and all those type of things. But that's one of the things that I was looking at. Then no, I said that I didn't see any style of play. I didn't see any system. So we literally came out and we just roll some leather. That's the terminology. We just came to roll some leather, right? That's what I thought. No, these are some of the issues I highlighted. We had COVID players who were turned back because of COVID issues. We have players sleeping in the airport. We had so much issues. There was so much issues, consistent issues. And the problem is that this is not the first time we see these type of issues. Not the COVID issues. I'm talking about players issues, traveling issues. I definitely think that we have a lot of issues. Now, when you look at the games that we played, right? We do know that we don't have the strongest squad. We don't have the strongest squad at the moment. And I think that a lot of people are not factoring these things. And we should definitely move away from that. But these are some of the issues that I saw. And I definitely think that we have to highlight these issues. Because at the end of the day, we want the Reggae Boyz to be playing at the high level, the highest level, which is World Cup. And if we cannot win a simple trophy in the Caribbean, in the CONCACAF region, as Gold Cup, do you really and 100% believe that we are ready for the World Cup stage? If we cannot win these teams in the Gold Cup, do you really believe that we're ready for the World Cup for the World Cup stage? Let me run through a few more of the comments. Reggae Boyz Nation, let me run through. 10 of our players missing, a CDM had it, and 3 to 4 starters from the first friendly missing. What's your thought on how much better the team is given in those factors? All right, so let's see. Let me break down this. 10 of our top players missing, okay? A CDM added, a CDM added, and 3 to 4 starters from the first friendly missing. What's your thoughts on how much better the team is given those factors? As I said, Jermaine, we feel the team of seasoned professionals. Seasons professional. These are not boys. Seasons professional. The team average was actually 21 years old. That Japan under 23 team, the average age of the team was between 20 and 21 year old. The team that we field, average age is 27 years old. That is a senior team. We cannot consistently use all these minuscule areas as excuse, because these are going to be the same issues that we will be having in the Gold Cup campaign. These are the same issues that we'll be having in the World Cup qualifiers campaign. And if we consistently use excuse for failure, we will not achieve anything, because it is like when you try to win a game, right? You play a game of FIFA. Any one of you guys play FIFA? You guys can add me on FIFA. It's actually Xbox though. I play a lot of FIFA. And people say I'm good. I won't say I'm good, but people say that I'm good. If you're playing a game of FIFA, right? And you're playing against your cousin, and each time your cousin is beating you, and every time your cousin beats you, you're saying that it's because I'm tired, it's because I want to sleep. My players got injured, my star got injured. These are excuses for getting beaten. These are all excuses for getting beaten. JBS said, cause we are ranked higher than Scotland, and Scotland would give us 6-0 right now. The Scottish team, that Scottish team is really, really good. Mexico beat up Japan in a friendly of recent, totally outplayed them. Wow. If you go play an under 24 squad and get beaten embarrassingly, then it's time to scramble everything. AMD start over. Invest in the youths more. I totally agree. We should definitely invest in the youths. Given most of the England players we bring in isn't good, and we all know the yardman them already. With the exception of Nicholson, Blake, Lawrence, Lowe, and Bailey. Every other yardman poor. That's harsh. I think Mariappa is not bad at right back, and Damian Lowe should be our new CDM going forward. So close into Gold Cup, we want to force a player in a position. That's dangerous. Give a correct estimation of where you are. Start with the under 20 and train them for the next 4 years. Remember now, Kerry, you find players that excel on the overseas stage. You'll find with our players in Europe who are excelling that we definitely want to bring into the program. So these are factors that we have to consider. These are factors that we have to consider. Ricardo said Mexico kind of asking recently, but they have even beat Netherlands 1-0 in a friendly. The Mexican team is a very good team, people. Teddy Lee said the only problem we have is CDM and maybe right back. I think we have more problems, Teddy Lee. I think we have more problems that you're highlighting than what you're highlighting. Let me run through some of the comments. Ian said, from the squad that went to Japan, I think Ravel, Moore, Lowe, Barnes, Taylor, Gray, Bell, Mariappa, and Turgot are the only players that should be considered. And let's look at this now. Ravel started in the game. Moore started in the game. Barnes started in the game. Bell started in the game as well. Mariappa played a good time period in the game because who came off early? Someone came off early? Well, no, Mariappa did, and Turgot started in the game. So, Ian, let's be honest, let's be real. Against Japan under 23, let's be real here. Ravel started, Moore started, Barnes started, Bell started, Turgot started. So 5 of those players started in the same slapping. 5 of those players. And these are the players that we want to bring to the Gold Cup and also the World Cup qualifiers. I do know that I'm not saying that they are bad, but I'm just reminding you that 5 of them started in the game. I'm not bashing the players. I'm just reminding you that. Kurt said JFF is not a good entity. How we have Puma as sponsor the track team and them the sponsor with football. We are a joke country. Marlon said, but all teams are going to Gold Cup to win, so we have to be fair to other teams. That's why we should raise our standard in what we want to do. We should definitely raise the standard in what we want to do and how we view football. It's imperative that we do that. How we view football and what we want to do. All right, so let me go across. There's no way an under 23 team should trash a senior B team. None. I don't believe so. I really believe we failed. King Tyree said, what's their name on FIFA? It is Loeb Arsenal. Let me put it up. Let me type it and put it up, people. That is my gamer tag. King Tyrese. It's Xbox. Remember, it's Xbox. It's Xbox. Marlon said, this Japanese team. Oh, I missed it. Or the Japanese under 24 team would beat most of the CONCACAF teams right now. Yeah, of course, but I don't think they would beat the USA and Mexico. They could actually put up a good chance, a challenge, but I don't think they would beat them. These teams it goes to show that level that we're at. Erdnat said Gold Cup is next month. World Cup qualifiers is just around the corner in September. In 3 months' time, we do not look good so far. We have to get better. We have to better in what we want to do if we want to progress. Galaxy Bar said we're going to have a good Gold Cup squad. Let's see. Teddy Lee said the average age of the youngest winning World Cup team is how much? Oh, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember, Teddy Lee. I don't remember that. I would have to research that. JB said 24. Of a style of play, we are destined to fail. Teddy Lee said, how much of these Japanese players played for big clubs? Many of them. 90% of the senior squad, maybe 95% of the senior squad plays for top clubs in Europe, and 70% of the under 24 team plays for top clubs in Europe. So is that an excuse you're giving because these guys are playing top clubs in Europe? Because of that, we should not beat them? Marcus Garvey said long ball football style, a Fred Flintstone style. Only Fred Flintstone alone play long ball. But people, what I'm saying here, people, let's be realistic. Or this Japan tour, we played 2 games. We conceded 6 goals in those 2 games. No, 5 goals in those 2 games, and we scored 2. Now, what we learned from the Serbia game is that Damian Lowe can play CDM. That's the first thing that we learned from the Serbia game. Secondly, we learned that Blair Turgot has potential, has good potential. So we learned a few things from the first Serbia game. Definitely learn a few things. Also, we should bear in mind that Serbia didn't feel their best team. But in the same sense, we are going to give excuse for our team there and say that we still slap them. But we understand that. So we learned that. We learn a lot. We learn a lot from that. And then now, going to the Japan team, no, but we also learned that we cannot keep a clean sheet. That is another factor. We learned that we can't keep a clean sheet. Let me scroll back to I'm going to go to SofaScore. let's look at Jamaica's progress. Let's look at the progress that we have made. I want to take a look at the progress that we have been making in the time period. East Main said we need a Spanish youth coach. Don't know the basics of control or passing. Yeah, we saw. Whoa, yes, people, we cannot control and pass. We cannot control the ball and pass the ball. I don't know why. How is it that as a senior pro, you can't control and pass the ball? How? How, people? Tell me how. I'm going to pull up the Jamaican team, and we're going to look at our previous games that we have played. We're going to look at the games that we won. We're going to look at the games that we won, and then we're going to look at the teams that we beat, and also look at the teams that beat us. So let's see our progress. We need to look at our progress. We need to see what we've been doing over the past year, because a lot of people are saying that Tapa is doing fairly good because based on the team that he has. So let's really divulge into how good we're saying Tapa is doing. And we're going to say that based off resources. We do know that JFF has a lot of issues. We understand that JFF has a lot of issues. Now, so we're going to look at our last so that's Nation League. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see if we could go a bit further. Take it one more game. So hopefully you guys are looking at what I'm seeing here. All right, so guys, look at this now. So we played in the 10th of the 15th. We played the 15th of the 10th. Wow. We played Aruba. So we defeated Aruba, in which we do know that Aruba is not a top team. Antigua and Barbuda, not a top team as well. And Guyana is also not a top team. So we got good results from these teams. Now we played Serbia. We played Saudi Arabia. We got our thrashing 3-0. We played Serbia. Saudi Arabia again, in which we won the game 2-1. Then we played against USA. We lost that game 4-1. Then we played against the Serbia team and drew the game 1-1. Then we played against the Japan team and lose the game 4-1. Now, none of these games we can say we have a consistent starting lineup. None of these games we can say we have a consistent starting lineup. If Theodore Whitmore has a 3-year program going on, why can't we find a consistent starting lineup? Why is it there always an player issue when we have a friendly? Teddy Lee said, how much players over 24 players against how much players over 24 players against the other day against us the other player? No, they only had 3. They only the Japan Olympic team, they only had 3 players over the age of 24 in that team. Only 3. Let's see. The youngest player that started for us, I think he was a keeper. I think he's the youngest player that started for us. Each other player, the keeper. Everyone else is over the age of 24. So guys, let's look at our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did count our last 5 games, right? I think I did. We lost 3. That is conceded 3 goals. Let me look at Antigua versus this game. There's no much info. Come on. All right, so people, we're gonna have a look at this, the team that we used to play against Serbia. We're gonna look at our starting lineup that we used to play against Serbia. Okay, so people, this is it, people. This is our starting lineup against Serbia, right? We had Gredley at right back. We have Kevin Lambert as centre back. We had Damien Lowe as centre back. We had Kemar Lawrence at left back. Dwayne Miller in goal. Daniel Johnson in central defensive midfield as the only pivot. We had Kareem Paris, Jashawn Anglin, Lamar Walker, Norman Campbell, and Kamal Malcolm. So let's look at that. One, two, 3, 4, 5, about 5 USL players. So on the bench, we had Siobhan Willis, Leon Bailey, Bobby Reed, Ravel Martin, Tariq McGee, Hector, Aman Light. So we had a very, very strong bench. We had some real. We do know that game had major issues in regards to who's going to come across. We do know that. No. No, let's see now. So let's see in the game now. So we didn't have the same starting lineup in this game. So let's now move to the other game. Let's move to the other game. Let's see if it's the same starting lineup in the next game. So what I'm trying to do, highlight to you guys is I want to see if Tapper actually want to see the players, the player quality. If he's always just looking at our testing players if they're ready. That's what I want to see. So I'm going to bring up the next starting lineup. Marco said no one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. JFF need help and Tapper did say him need. Not remember now. We're beating the whole system now. We're not beating Tapper alone now. We're beating the entire system now. Now look at this now. This is the second game. This is the second game. I think this starting lineup, I think O'Neil Fisher would be at left back. And Hector, I think it was a double pivot. This is showing the wrong one. But guess what, guys? Let's see how much of the first team's players start in the same squad. So we had Dwayne Miller. Yes, he started in the first game. Damien Lowe, Greg Lee. O'Neil Fisher didn't start. Daniel Johnson, Norman Campbell. So from the first game, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had 5 players starting from the first game. Only 5 players. Now, what I want to do, people, I'm going to move now to the USA game, the game that we played against the USA. I'm going to move to the game that we played against the USA. So we're looking at something, people. We want to know how consistent the starting lineup is. And I know a lot of people will be bashing me for this, but guys, I think it's imperative that we know this stuff. These are some things that you have to look at and realize that these things play a big factor in football. Jero said our last stretch of matches have been really, really poor. Where's the good result people love talk about? Oh, guys, remember, people, I would really appreciate you guys. Remember to smash the like button. Guys, remember to smash the like button, people. Show me some support and smash the like button. Show me some support, people, and smash the like button. Please, people, I would really appreciate it. Show me some support and smash the like button. Bring the like up to 70. Bring the like up to 70, people. All right, so this is the USA game now, people. Let's see how much of the previous game. So the first game we had, the first 2 games we had 5 players starting, which is expected. Now, moving closer, moving a few months So it's just a few months apart, right? So in the first 2 games, we didn't have the same starting lineup. We only had 5 players consistent. Now let's look at this team. Jaden White, no, he didn't start in that game. So let's look at it. Who? Mariappa? No, not Mariappa as well. So we had Hector, who played in the last game. And that's it. So the game that we played against in those 2 games, we had Hector. Only Hector is the only player that played in the last game. That started in the last starting lineup. Only Hector, people. Only Hector. So we only had one player. We only had one player that started in the last game. We only had one player in the last starting lineup. Now, let's track back a bit further now. So let's see who is in the starting lineup. We have Amar Bell, Ethan Pinnock, Liam Moore, Adrian Mariappa. We have Jaden White, Hector, Isaacs, Ricardo, Casey Palmer, Jamal Lowe, Andre Gray. Let's move to the Serbia game. We're going to move to the Serbia game and see how much of these players that started in this game started in the Serbia game. People, I'm working here. People, I'm working here. All right, so yeah, the Serbia team is coming up, people. So let's have a look at the Serbia team. All right, so from the last game, we had, let's see who's starting this team. So Amar Bell, fine. No Wes Harding, no Dennis Taylor. Liam Moore, in which, let's say, yeah, fine. Mariappa, 3. Andre Gray, 4. So we had 4 players that started in the previous game that started in this game. So there's no consistency in the team setup. There's no consistency in the team setup. People are going to use all different type of excuses about what is happening, what is going on. People, if you're running a system and a program, remember now, Mr. Whitmer said that he has a 3-year project going on. What of his 3-year project? Why can't we see at least a consistent, let's say 5-6 players consistently starting during that time period? There's none of that here. And Winston Pauling said, go back 5 years. 5 years now, that's harsh, man. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Let me go. Let me see. Let's see if I can go back. So we're back. Let's go. I'm going back to 2016. Uruguay gave us 3-0. That's Copa America. We lost to Uruguay in 3-0. World Cup qualifying campaign. This is the World Cup qualifying campaign. Jamaica, Panama 2. Jamaica, Haiti 2. So we lost those games. Jamaica, USA, we lost that game as well. We beat Honduras 1-0. Peru defeated us. We defeated Curacao. We drew with Mexico, drew with El Salvador, and defeated Canada in 2017. So we had in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. 11 games we had 1, 2, 3. We had 3 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 losses and 2 draws. That's a long campaign. I don't want to launder in those olden days. I definitely don't want to launder in the olden days. I don't want to launder in those olden days. So we're looking at the current squad. I don't want to launder in those olden days. Kenya Williams said we need a better coach for the program. Winston said every game is a different starting lineup. Ganesh said, Jairus, do you think you honest when you say our last set of matches have been really poor? They have. I think these games are poor. We should have still used most of the same start 11 that we used against Serbia. Started the game like that, and then now we had changes. It was not a registered game. We could have substituted the entire team at halftime, but use some consistency. Garnish said, bar the Japan match, other matches were really, really poor. Of course, USA slapped us 4-1. Remember that now. And Bala Kick said, Guna, them gone like them friend, them gone like them friend to take off them belt. Or them go on like them afraid to take off them belt and beat. From beat, Goon beat. Oh, okay, so go and beat them. Garnish said, I have watched them, J-Rush. Tapan have two teams, his team and the English-based teams. The segregation, right? JB said no little unity in the squad. Okay, so guys, this is the last thing I'm going to address. I'm going to get to it as soon. Let me run through a few of the comments and then I'll get to it. Garnish said, we conceded 4 against second best team in CONCACAF with an awful squad, and same can be said for the Japan Under 2023 awful squad. My chance said, I'm killing Acosta and the USMT is trash. Garnish said, good point. Poor management with high expectation is crazy. Big up military. My head hurt me. How me vex for the mess. If we fix the mess. Let's see if we can get it sorted out for the Gold Cup. How can we speak about progress when there's no change? When there's no change to organization structure of efficiency and of the JFF coaching staff? Totally agree. Garner said nothing has changed, so why are we talking about beating teams? Don't know which most people you talk about, but go ahead and watch your premature predictions on all YouTube channels for the matches. Giovanni said every team have segregation. Do you guys play sports? Yeah, I think every team is a part of the team, just being a part of a team. Coach and physio. I did a previous video saying that is JFF setting up Tapa to fail, and I think that's coming to prove a point. I think to fail. I think the JFF is setting up Tapa to fail. Guys, don't mind the formal dress. I'm actually just coming from. Don't mind the formal dress code. Just coming from church. That's why, guys. Man in school said we need more consistency. I think consistency is a big factor. Giovanni Brown said not like that, having 2 different squads every time. Kiss me teeth. The USA and Mexico use the same players every international break. That's true. Robert King. Natik said players ask for extra equipment manager. All know it can't be that hard to get a youngster and ask them to shadow the old equipment the old equipment manager. People, let me touch on the last point. I don't want to think that it's true. In every team, there's segregation. There's cliques in every single team. Now, what I do think that we should actually hope these guys are getting better, because it is important that we all mesh and gel. It is really, really important that we do, and we have to be appreciative of each other. Now, it can't be a case in which some of the players are not okay with each other. That cannot be. I'm hoping that is not the case. But most of these issues that I've highlighted throughout the stream, it has a lot of them has to do with Tapa. A lot of them has to do with the JFF. Now, the administrative issues are on JFF back. Players' commitment. Players' commitment. I think that's a big factor. Now, administrative issues. They set out a team. Then now, out of nowhere, players are pulling away. Big factor. How is it that you set out a team, you don't contact the team for the players if the players will be available? And when the players pull out, it's an uproar. We cannot do that. That going forward, that cannot happen again. Going forward, that cannot happen again. No. Secondly, the second issue that I highlighted is Tapa. What is Tapa doing? What is Tapa doing? What is Tapa doing? Now, Tapa says he has a project, a 3-year project. But yet still, I just brought up 3 to 4 games, and there's no selective starting lineup or similar members in the team. So Tapa also has to be held accountable. I am not giving Tapa any leeway, just the same. He has to be. Listen, we must make these people be held accountable for all their actions. There's no selective starting lineup. The defense is shambles. This defense is shambolic. For the last 4 or 5 games that we have played, there's no consistency in our defense line. How can you have a team and your defense line is consistently changing over and over again? You cannot do that. There's no time for the players to gel. Remember now, my key point in this tour, I wanted this tour to be a case in which we use this tour to do it as a player development, implement a system going into the Gold Cup, and correct certain things that we haven't corrected. So, for example, start out a solid backline and say these guys are the backline that I'm using at the moment. And we could, I know a lot of you guys are going to say that the first team players weren't available, they didn't make the trip. But in the same sense, they played 2 games, and we see inconsistency in the team. They played 2 games, and we see a lot of inconsistency in the team. So how can you progress? How can you get better? How can you get better then, if that is the case? I understand that you want to change a few players here and there, but it's a must. You have to put in a form of consistency. Now, something that I was looking for, I wanted to see style of play. I wanted to see a philosophy. I wanted to see a football philosophy, and I did not see that. I did not see that in none of the 2 games. I never saw football philosophy. And if any one of you guys saw football philosophy, please tell me what it is. But Tapa has to be held accountable for that. JFF is held accountable for not bringing in the players. The administrative issues, players not left in the airport to sleep. Those are the responsibility of the JFF. But when I look on the pitch, I didn't see any system. I didn't see any philosophy. So that is why I'm beating Tapa. In both games, at least you could have seen that these players are trying to do this, they are trying to do that. In both games. I'll be looking out for that 60-man provincial squad, and I want to see what's going to happen. I do think that squad is going to be a list of all the players who have recently represented us during the time period. Maybe from last Serbia, all of those players are going to be on that list. Every single one of those players. And the players that we are expecting to come in. I think that's what, based off what I've heard, that is going to be our provisional squad. All the players that, like the Omar Olness, O'Neal Fisher, Greg Lay, who else can I say? All of these guys, everyone that is in the squad, that's what I'm hearing. That is what I'm hearing. All of these guys. And I heard that there's a possible chance that Kido might be on the list. That's what people don't take. Don't. You know what? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Let me run through some of the comments. D Crow said, "Do you think when we have a full squad we will do better?" Maybe. It's a maybe. but we have never seen the full squad together. And we don't know if Tapa is still going to select them. What if at the first game of the Gold Cup we see Javon E starting over on Kemar Roof? What if? Tapa can't find a starting 11, but he can say he built a team for 3 years now. Nothing they say is making no sense. Make them look like they don't know what they're really doing. Marcus Messiah. Noel said, I think the English coaching staff is smiling right now, saying see why it was right for us not to call these players. I think they should be fighting to prove England wrong. Military Flavor Max TV, big up. I beat Tapa over JD Channel, and Military, you defend him like a soldier. I defend the Tapa? No, I'm not. Listen. Listen, we are open for debate. So if someone is beating Tapa, right? I can make an excuse to say that he did this and he did that. What do you say about that? It's not me defending him. It's me throwing out my opinion and what I think, and then to hear what you have to say. But I do think that what we're facing right now is that JFF is not a properly run organization, which is professional, structured, and organized. Then no, we are failing on the pitch. And failing on the pitch has a lot, 100% Tapa's role. Because for example, let's use this as an example. We can say that we saw the Japan Under 24 team played a structure. They played a system. These guys have been playing for a long time period. They know what to do, how to play, when to play, when to move. Their footballing IQ is extremely high. The intensity, the tenacity, they have all of that. And this is the Under 24 team, right? It goes to show that this program that these guys were running, it's a program that have been developing for a time period. And we're now seeing the full fruit. They're now reaping the fruit of that program. Remember, we said we had a program as well. Obviously, we didn't have a program because we're not seeing anything. We're not reaping any fruit from that program. Warren, if JFF wants Tapa to fail, they need a checkup from the neck up. Yes, Military, setting up the man to fail. Giovanni said, yes, Antonio need to play Gold Cup. I don't care what anyone says about risk. Risk for what? He can actually be in training the day before the World Cup qualifiers touch and get injured. So God forbid, hopefully that doesn't happen. Antonio won't get his passport. Yeah, that's information that I receive. We need to identify a style of play. What is our style of play? I don't know. That is what I wanted to see on this Japan tour, and that is what I didn't see on the Japan tour. JFF will have 2-week camp before the Gold Cup. Let's see who shows up. Let's see. We need a solid midfield from D. Crow. Chevron Given said, can't be Tapa this because he have a new players to work with and a whole lot of core players not ready. Tapa needs more friendly, bro. Him have to switch up to find the gems. But remember now, if we consistently switch up, are we going to switch up even in the Gold Cup? Milter, which surprise player do you expect to be listed in the Gold Cup pool tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. They said Daniel Johnson is back. Yeah, Daniel Johnson, he wasn't out totally, no, people. Stop talk about maybe we will do better. Really, Milter, do better than that. Say something that Dirty Harry. you choose the right name. Say something that makes sense. Better players in it is a must that we play better. You overdo it, my youth. All right, so listen to this, Dirty Harry. We say we brought in better players, right? We brought in better players. But in the same sense, we still don't have chemistry. We still don't have a system. We still don't have a philosophy. How sure are you that we will do better? So for example, like this, your group. Let me show you. Let me give you a good example. Let's say that we put all the best players together in the world without a plan. No, let's not use the best player because they're not the best player. But we don't have a system, a style of play. We don't have a philosophy. Despite we bringing in better players, the performance might lift. But in the same sense, bro, it's in the same sense. We might still fail. Daniel said, Marlon said, Daniel Johnson is fit. He has been. The coach just shut his season down. Yeah, because they wanted a fit and 100% Daniel for the next season. Giovanni said, would love to see Olgate on the list to play right back. I think if Olgate comes in the squad, he would not be right back. Ted Lee to roll on the air and Sukum. Ted Lee, I don't think so. I don't think so. Dave R said, real Taguna, JFF failed to plan, so plan to fail. We're going to have a massive shout again coming up because sticky. Marcus Gavis said, what kind of program Jamaica have? A must farm work program. And Ted Lee said, only new players we should expect are Kemar, Roof, Jordan Cousin, and Kevin Stewart. Ask Akil plays said, what's the job of the general secretary in JFF? I think maybe his job is to just collect some money. The gen sec's job is to collect some money because we're having too much issues for us to say that he's doing his work. Too much issues. Winston Fowling says 75% will be Bush League baller. That's harsh. JFF is outdated from Natic. They need some fresh young man. I think Cousins is a fairly good player. People, guys, make sure I have over 100 likes on the video. Our health. Guys, let me run through this. Possibly is the last comment, people. All when we don't have chemistry, physics, or biology, them have to play better. So you don't have a point to save your argument, boss man. Okay, so what do you deem as better? What would you deem as better? Better how? Natik said that was a political answer. That was a political answer. Listen, in the world of football, right? Now, let's use it like this. You put on a better team. Yes, they are going to perform better. So, for example, if we had a better team, and against the Japan team, we might not lose 4-0. We might not get ripped apart like that. But guess what? It's not only quality that was the problem on the pitch. System was a big problem as well. You have to respect system. You have to respect philosophy. You could clearly see the philosophy of the team. You could clearly see the philosophy of the Japan Under 24 team. Clearly. You could clearly see that. You could obviously see that we had poor quality players. And also you could obviously see that we didn't have a system. We didn't know what to do. We were all over the place. And that's the reason why we ripped apart. One of the things that all the top coaches in the world emphasize, Arsene Wenger, Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Mahrez, Conte, Jose Mourinho, all of these guys, they emphasize on system and style of play. System and style of play. Know my philosophy. This is what my team is going to do. This is how my team is going to break down your team. So guess what? You come better. You try to stop that. That is a philosophy. Let me point out something to you. So the keeper pass the ball to the right back. We're going to play out from the back. Keeper pass the ball to the right back. Central defensive midfielder comes to claim the ball and bypass one central defensive midfielder. It goes to the flank or then to the central defensive midfielder, which opens more space inside of the military area, the central midfield area. Or maybe a Pep Guardiola boxing the player, boxing your team, knock it around, use it, utilizing the R-shoe, then plays across. Jose Mourinho, sit back, ball over the top, utilizing. So that has a lot to do with it. People, guys, I cannot complete all the comments. Honestly, I cannot complete all the comments. I'm going to quickly run through some of these comments. Given said, a be poor player is gonna get called up. We will see. I think tomorrow is a dreaded day. Tomorrow's another day for crying. I don't think Curtis Stills or Lambert or Speedy Williams should not be called back to the program again. That's harsh. That's harsh. That's really, really harsh. Enough of them overseas, man. If goal unlevel the team, some of these players from Jamaica, if Levy, all the other country call him, them player and them come Kemar London, I honestly cannot break down that. I'm trying to read it, but I cannot break it down. Maybe I'm reading too fast. We need a good manager, DJ. DJ, big up. It's been a while, bro. We need a good manager. Been a while, and I know you are one of those guys who have been defending Tapa for the longest time. I bet 35 out of the 6 is going to be Bush ballers. But you consider as Bush baller? And big crowd they won't. The team already full. Military, let's make a club. Join a parish association and vote you in as the head of the JFF. No. I don't want that. Let me tell you what I would actually want to do. I would love to do player analytics because it's something that I'm starting to study. It's something that I'm starting to study. Analytics in football, where you can actually use it for scouting. You can use it for player performances. So it's something that I recently started studying. So that is something that I'm interested in. And this is the reason why I love to use stats, because let's be honest. People said stats don't matter, and I'm telling you guys, numbers do count. So that's the reason why I like the idea of football analytics. So it's something that I will be studying quite soon. I already started the studies, or it's something that I'm studying. It's a part of coaching, but a lot of people don't divulge into it. So football analytics, something that I'm studying, people. So I love it. I really, really love it. It helps you to analyze the game. It helps you to understand player physique, understand the numbers that are given, like the percentage, like most players, body fat percentage, like for strikers, there's a particular amount of body fat percentage for defenders, those type of things. Then no pace and power. These are the type of things that I'm studying, people. That is the reason why I have a general concept of what to expect and what to see. So people a lot of people beat me for it. A lot of people beat me for being honest. And because a lot of people don't like honesty. People don't like honesty. People don't like when you tell them real facts, because let's be honest, everyone is sentimentally attached to the team or to particular players. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. This team that is going to come out, we'll be looking out for it. Definitely. People, I really do appreciate the fact that you guys take out your Sunday evening and spend the evening discussing football. Military, did you realize you only name club coaches? You didn't name any international coach. It's because it's different when it comes to international football and club. Okay, so Didier Deschamps, everyone knows how he plays, and he plays a particular system. Everyone, Giroud, Griezmann running off Giroud, Mbappe running the lines, Kante sitting deep. Kante actually sit deeper for Didier than he actually does for Chelsea. People, I understand what you're saying to you. Military, remember you praised Speedy for his game against Serbia. He did have a good game against Serbia, but guess what? He wasn't good against Japan. And I'm being honest. I didn't hide away from that. I'm being honest. I didn't hide away from it. He did have a good game against Serbia, but he didn't have a good game against Japan. And that is 100% honesty. People, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I have to go now, people. I really do appreciate, guys. I'm almost here for 2 hours. I cannot talk any longer. I cannot go any further. I can do, but I want you guys to go and enjoy your Sunday evening. Please, guys, go and relax. Spend the evening, eat some ice cream with the kid, and enjoy your Sunday evening. I know we can discuss football tomorrow again. Let's see when the squad come out. We have a lot to discuss on the squad, and let's see. People, things are not looking good. but I'm hopeful. I am really, really hopeful. And this year, what I want to do, I want to bring across a change in football mentality, a change on how we look at football. We do know we want the best. Everyone wants the best for the Reggae Boyz. Every single one want the best for the Reggae Boyz. But in the same sense, we have to be realistic. So guys, thank you very much for coming in, bro. People, thank you, people. I really respect it. Everyone who come on the chat, a lot of respect. Please, guys, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're here for the first. I would really, really appreciate it, guys. So big up, people. Military Guna TV, people.